Have you seen the ending? It's sad. It's all a little sad.
Jamie Lee Curtis is at the heart of the Halloween movies, and she's so passionate about them, she'd smash her face into glass. So today, in honor of Jamie, we're taking a look at what was up behind the scenes of Halloween Ends.
Or BTS, as the kids call them.
Number 1. We'd be more than willing to attempt a kick or punch, but not this. Definitely not this. Eyes, glass, just think about it. Jamie Lee Curtis was adamant she was doing her own stunt, which required smashing her face into a prop glass cabinet. Just because it's a prop doesn't mean it isn't still dangerous. Director David Gordon Green said, "I was reluctant, if not trying to forbid it, but it happened." JLC's double only did 2 shots in the final battle. Green revealed that Curtis said, "I want him to grab me by the hair and smash me into the glass." And he was thinking, "I still got 2 more weeks to work with you. I can't have shards of glass in your face." But she did it. That's her face going in the glass. That stunt was her idea. Number 2. The set they built for Michael Myers' neighborhood is freaking huge.
This is crazy. I've never seen anything like this.
An entire neighborhood you can just roam around. Imagine what other spooky monsters lurk there. Immersive.
You walk in the set every day and feel a little terrified that you're walking into Michael Myers' house.
Originally, they were just going to rebuild the house in some neighborhood.
Very aggressive, violent, screaming scenes. I don't think that's going to go over well.
So it ended up on a stage, but it's the most authentic stage if you ask us, because they planted real trees. Who wants to move in? Number 3. Maybe they need to do just one more movie so there's no lingering bad luck. This franchise is wrapping up after 13 movies with a lot of tears.
But what I didn't really know was what it was going to feel like.
Hard to anticipate these crocodile tears for a horror film.
I'll miss you.
We'll miss you too, Laurie. We mean Jamie. Please keep making movies.
I've been playing Laurie Strode for 44 years.
On and off, of course, but still, it's a lot. Her last day was intense, too.
Everybody knew it was my last day, and the entire crew was there, and all the actors showed up.
No, it's too much. Now we're gonna cry.
Ending a professional relationship that's the most important one of your life is powerful.
Number 4. Don't underestimate the power of good tree sculpting.
I enjoy even what could be the boring part, which is just copying what already exists.
When you're working on sequels, almost inevitably there's going to be a bit of recreation, whether that's a performance or a tree.
We hired this awesome sculptor.
Number 5. Kissing. The most terrifying moment of filming, at least for the boom op. Did they really need to have the mic recording all this? We all know those sounds are replaced in post with little hand kisses, because wow, do they sound super awkward. Number 6. A lot of the time, women in horror films can fall into the damsel in distress trope, but JLC has been pushing back against that with this movie, and to some degree, the entire franchise.
About social issues, about looking at who we are in the zeitgeist of this moment in this time in history through a slasher film.
When it came to the first movie back in 1978, Curtis already loved the strength of Laurie.
I just remember being impressed with her ingenuity.
Number 7. Wigs don't always need to be fancy, you know. JLC likes her hair cut short. So if you thought that was her real hair, when did you think she had time to grow that? Number 8. Technology was supposed to make life easier. Why then do movies take longer to film now? Pure laziness. Just kidding. The original Halloween movie was made in 17 days. Halloween Ends was definitely a longer process. The kitchen scene alone was so intense that it took about a week. Initial filming for the final movie took roughly 3 months, with additional photography shot months later. If you count the pandemic putting everything on hold, this movie took years to make. Number 9. Talk about a deep connection with this next one. Sometimes you can become so ingrained in a character, you can adopt their musculature, we guess. Jamie Lee Curtis said, "When we broke for lunch, I went into my trailer and my face hurt. I couldn't figure out why my face hurt, and then I realized it was because Laurie smiled." Jamie smiles all the time, by the way, but I was in the Laurie mode, and Laurie doesn't smile. That's when I realized, oh, there is the possibility of hope. Number 10. Team Laurie or Team Michael? We're making t-shirts. JLC had only one request when it came to the kitchen fight.
Please don't make it look like a movie fight.
We've all seen the cliche kitchen fights before,
This has to be like a street brawl.
with no bells and whistles.
This needs to be brutal and not fancy.
Curtis and James Jude Courtney did a walkthrough of the scene before filming, so they could share their own ideas and suggestions for how to make the scene actually work. Number 11. The kitchen is the most dangerous room in the house. JLC just wants you to know that the garbage disposal was her idea.
Because that's so real.
Have you ever used a garbage disposal? We would rather fight with anything but the kitchen sink, thank you. Number 12. The goal for the trilogy was simple. 2018's Halloween was to restore the trust that fans had lost in the franchise, as well as bring in new fans. Halloween Kills was to have fun with the initial success and open it up to the chaos and kind of funhouse ride sensation. And finally, in Halloween Ends, they felt they needed to put their own passionate signatures on top of the characters. It has not only been a storytelling evolution, but artistic freedom has emerged from it too.
Everything, and then it becomes a fight to the end.
Number 13. Jamie Lee Curtis is a legend for a reason.
She brings 100% fight scene to a dramatic scene to a scream scene.
Hopefully, she's protecting her voice when she does it. The recovery process is a nightmare when you're on a schedule.
I remember exactly how I felt when I was 19 years old. I've never screamed once in my life.
Not once? Not even into a pillow? Not even while running away from your BFF while playing a game of tag? Dang. Number 14. We don't think anyone actually stole anything, but there are some fans out there who'd love to get their hands on a mask. James Jude Courtney has kept all 3 masks, costumes, and prosthetics he wore on set, locked up in a vault to keep them safe. Jamie doesn't steal, but she was gifted a hospital bracelet that says Laurie Strode, Haddonfield Memorial Hospital. And Director Green has also taken masks and knives and hung them up in his office, saying, "My office is protected by 4 different Michael Myers and a little bit of his cutlery." Cutlery! Number 15. It's hard to picture Jamie's reaction when she found out she signed on for a lot more than one movie.
When David called me, I immediately said yes.
When she came on board, nobody said anything about a trilogy though. Like the good sport she is, she did all 3 of course, because she loves these movies. Her favorite parts being the fans and her character Laurie.
I can't do what I do without audiences, and they can't enjoy a movie without us bringing them a movie.
Wow, who would have thought you could get so emotional over a scary movie? Certainly not us. Are you sad it's all coming to an end? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for trick-or-treating with us here at The Things.